Here are some of the biggest events of the past 100 years and how they affected the stock market. And yes, we are going to get to the election. These are some of the major events that occurred during the Cold War and post-Cold War that really took everything and shifted the economy around. Obviously, to start things off, we have the Great Depression, where the Dow lost 89% over 3 years. The massive Wall Street crash, which started the Great Depression. The next big hit, the attack on Pearl Harbor. So at least that didn't occur for like another, 10 years after the Great Depression. Then there's the Kennedy slide, 1961 to 1962, also known as the flash crash of 1962. Dow dropped 27%. Keep in mind, the markets just don't like when they can't predict something. When the future looks unclear, that tends to be when people are less likely to invest or they're going to pull their money out. A big one being the Cuban Missile Crisis. That shouldn't be very surprising. That was literally an event where like everyone thought the entire world was going to end. Crazy how close the Cuban Missile Crisis is to the Kennedy assassination. That's the next one on here, almost exactly a year later. I'm actually surprised it didn't go down even lower than just 2.9%. I mean, the president was oofed live on camera. Well, actually, I don't know if it was live, but on camera. Big market drop during Nixon's resignation in 1974. Okay, the markets really don't like when presidents get shot. 1981, Dow drops 0.26, which really isn't that bad. It literally recovered the next day when they found out he was only injured. Challenger shuttle explosion that occurred in 1986. That dip doesn't really look like there's much of a dip. I literally don't even see anything. I'm sure there was, but it probably wasn't really big. I mean, still, with all these events that we're talking about here, it's mostly the Wall Street crash that was the most giant. But also the Pearl Harbor attack, everyone entering World War II, even just Nixon resigning, there was a massive dip. There's Black Monday in 1987, largest market downturn since 1929. Dow dropped 23%. Then Black Friday, which was the largest since Black Monday. Oh, this is like the 80s, end of the whole 80s thing, right? Finance bros, kind of. Well, their finance bros are still there. Berlin Wall falling. Oh, markets gain. Is that the first have I been misreading? This is the first markets gain. Man, imagine being back then. It wasn't that much of a gain, but it really would end up being one. .com bubble, where the NASDAQ rose by 582% on speculation of the internet startup success. Yeah, they kind of got a little bit too early into that. .com bubble burst. Bam, 75%. 9/11, which occurred, lost almost 5% in the S&P 500. Columbia shuttle explosion 2003. Subprime mortgage. Okay, that was really bad. And the 2008 recession. Dow lost 50%. I remember that. That was really scary. Dropping back to like 1990s levels. Finally, there was the recession period, which took place between 2009 and 2010. There was the flash crash, which lasted approximately 6 minutes. The Dow just dropped 9%. That's scary. And finally, the coronavirus markets crashed and the Dow dropped 37%. That's actually when I started investing.